Thanks for joining us this Friday morning. You're watching Your Carolina. Dr. Daniel Nickles is here, our little residential dentist. Love having you on, and I love that you are in the Christmas spirit.
Well, thank you.
Dr. Dan.
We're all getting close, isn't it? Before we know it.
I thought your tongue was hanging out. That's actually a red tie.
It is my red tie.
I love it.
It's my peanuts tie.
I love it. Okay, so the end of the year is coming up. I bet y'all are getting
yeah.
slammed because people are like, oh gosh, I got to get my
It's the end of the year rush of, oh my dang. It's the end of the year. I haven't used my insurance money. What can I do?
Yeah.
So if you haven't used your money, it does you no good to save it. They won't give it back to you next year. So call now. We are booking. We're booking up. It started this week. You notice like the rush of the end of the year is coming.
Yeah, it's like time out. They don't roll over.
Yeah, it doesn't roll over. Yeah.
Yeah, if you got a toothache, you better call now.
Well,
what the heck is that?
This right here is the latest in oral cancer detection technology. And like if you take a flashlight and you can place that flashlight and kind of see through your hand the red, this actually allows me to look in your mouth and see cancer before I can see it with my naked eye.
And dentists more and more do what you're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
Looking for cancer with teeth cleaning.
Right, because oral cancer has by the time I can see it with my eye, has a 50% mortality rate.
Okay, I want to make sure y'all can hear this. 50%?
50%, by the time you sit with your eye, you have a 50% chance of survival.
That's
One
terrible.
person every hour in the United States dies of oral cancer.
Are you serious?
One person every hour.
Wow.
With this, the survival rate goes from 50% to 92% because I can see it at stage 1 versus seeing it at stage 3. And it's as simple as just taking the time to sit in the chair. There's no radiation. It's just special lighting that actually allows me to look through the tissue and see tumors, cysts, those sorts of things that are starting.
Like you said, it's kind of like, well, put a flashlight on our hand.
Right,
yeah. Some of our hands.
So like, what do you see? Like, if you see,
essentially,
like
most of your cancers are very vascularized. It's the blood vessels in there.
Yeah.
And so when I'm looking in the mouth, everything's got a green tint to it. But the blood vessels will pull in the light, so it gets a black spot. So anywhere I see a black spot, I know that's not good.
That's not good.
And so we go right, for that. And like I say, oral cancer is on the increase. 14 million people a year are contracting HPV.
Gosh, now will you do this like at people's regular appointments, or do they need to schedule something special?
No, this is going to be part. I mean, your standard of care is changing. This is going to be part of everybody's checkup appointment. About once a year. Like we do. With bite wings, you kind of catch them on your X-rays. If you're high risk, if you had HPV, smokers, dippers, we'll do it every 6 months.
We do. Gosh, that's amazing.
Well, that's great. That's just something extra from you.
Yeah.
Let's talk about implants and all those things you do. Cavities and what? Hold on.
Every specialty but braces.
Everything specialty.
Every specialty but braces.
That puts it all under there.
It's one of those things. If you don't like running around town, if you like to go to one place and have one guy take care of you, that's going to become our specialist, our specialty. We love taking care of our patients, and they become part of your family.
Well, I know, too, that there are a lot of moms out there that have the kids. Any tips on that? Because, Griffin just turned 1. He's starting to get teeth in. I'm like, oh, I need to start brushing those
Start right now. As soon as that little tooth comes in, they make some little things you can put on their the fingers, especially when the teeth are, coming in to rub the gums.
Yeah.
Take a wet washcloth and start wiping that tooth off, and you see how much effort you have to put in cleaning one tooth.
Yeah.
And then you start getting a mouthful. We kind of forget. There's a lot that gets left behind. That's why we have jobs.
Yeah, that's right. That's why you'll never be.
But just start them off early. Give them a toothbrush to play with. The kids love it.
Yes.
And the most important thing is start them off with floss. As soon as they can start playing with it, let them start using it and get them that habit, because that's the hardest thing that most people forget to do is.
Especially
it's just cleaning between the teeth.
You gave out floss at trick-or-treat. I mean, at Halloween for trick-or-treat.
Yeah, I did that one year and I got my house egged.
I was going to say, did you get eggs? Did you probably get rolled?
That's a good
like,
idea.
we don't want this floss.
Here's something.
Give them a Snickers and some floss. That is great.
I just want to know this. I looked at it and I still see a yellow circle. Will that go away?
Hopefully it will. Yeah,
great.
That's supposed to go in your mouth, not in your eyes.
Well, I just accidentally. You have yellow dots all around you.
It's my halo.
It's the halo. That's right.
My halo. Dr. Dan, thank you so much. You see this information up on the screen, of course, located on Pleasantburg. We appreciate it so much.
Thanks, Dan.